There is no new normal. There's only a new next. We keep hearing and talking about the idea that things will eventually return back to normal, whatever that means. But I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't think it's going to happen very quickly, even if it does. So the leader's job, at least from the business perspective, is to help their organization and team get comfortable with the fact that they won't return to normal and that they should pursue the new next. Hello, I'm Randy Pennington, and for over 25 years, I've done basically one thing, and that's help leaders and organizations navigate change and build the culture they need to deliver results in the face of uncertainty. You've already figured it out. I work virtually, and I've actually been doing it for years. So how we work together doesn't really matter, but what does matter is your organization's ability to flourish in a dramatically different environment than you were facing even just a few months back. I'm working today with leaders in 3 areas. How to make change work, and this is based on my award-winning book by the same name. How to lead in a crisis. This is based on a program I developed and have kept updated for the Business Leadership Center at Southern Methodist University since 2001. And then the work that I've been doing for the past 2 years or so on how to lead in the new next. And that focuses on how to create a change-ready, future-seeking culture that collaborates to deliver amazing results. So people and organizations basically change for one of 2 reasons. Crisis pushes them to change, or opportunity pulls them to change. Crisis is change on steroids. It's the challenges of dramatic change that are amplified by speed and magnitude. As you think about what that looks like in the real world, this chart seems to work pretty well. On the left side of the screen, you have the predictability of change rating from high to low. On the bottom of the screen, you have the rate of change from slow to fast. We're living in a world of level 4 change. There's very low predictability, or a very high uncertainty, if you will, and a very fast pace or rate of change. And in level 4 change, you have 4 options. You can anticipate, you can pursue, you can ignore, and you can adapt. The idea of ignoring change means that there's a lot of noise out there that you should avoid. There are changes that you could make right now that you probably shouldn't make right now. If you've read the Steve Jobs biography, you'll know that one of the things he said he was most proud of his tenure at Apple were not the things that they accomplished, but the things they decided not to do. The area of adapting is something that we're all very good at. It's what my wife had in mind when she told me right before we got married, Randy, I'll never ask you to change, but I do expect that you'll continually adapt. We do have to adapt today, and we have to adapt faster today. But in level 4 change, you can't survive by just adapting. You have to anticipate, pursue, and ignore. The culture always wins. A great strategy in a mediocre culture, and the culture always wins. A mediocre strategy with a great culture, and the culture always wins. Peter Drucker is credited with saying, culture eats strategy for breakfast. I think in today's time, culture eats everything for breakfast. And everything that you have to do to try to change and transform and grow your business is all at some point rooted in the culture and your ability for that culture to adapt and sustain to carry you forward. There'll be a tendency when things open back up and people do come back to work to want to get back to the way it always was. I'm going to encourage you not to do that. At least not initially do that. I think you should take some time with your team and ask them what they learned. Ask them what things that they found out about working that are possibly different in the future or could be different in the future. And finally, there's this. Don't waste this crisis. Pursue your new next.